Hi everyone, it's Donna Maria and welcome to Lesson 4 of Indie Business University. This week we are talking about market research and analysis. That really means asking the right people the right questions so you can get the information you need in your arsenal so that you are able to offer the right products and services to your target audience. So this really boils down to asking questions. One of the things that I have discovered in nearly 2 decades of entrepreneurship is that one of the best traits of an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, is that they ask a lot of questions and then they search out answers. And so if you're able to ask questions, you're able to get the information that you need in order to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. So the chief way to do this in your business is to survey your customers and to survey your prospects and to ask them questions about what's important to them, what their pain points are, what they need, what kind of results they'd like to get, what frustrates them, what keeps them up at night. And when they answer these questions for you, guess what? You are able to then provide them precisely with what they need, right, through your business. So asking these questions is super, super important. And that's what we're talking about this week. So let me just tell you, there are lots and lots of different ways that you can do this. Like you can sit down and talk to people and ask them questions. You can email people and ask them questions. I mean, there is no end to the way that you can do this. And I want you to be careful to notice when you're in conversation with a prospect or with a customer when they're warmed up enough for you to be able to ask them these kinds of questions. Sometimes these opportunities come up out of the blue and we don't plan for them. So always be on the lookout for opportunities to really hear what your customers are saying, even though it's not a planned conversation. So when you survey your customers, this is usually done online. And what you want to do is use a survey application. And there are a whole lot. The one that I prefer and most people use is SurveyMonkey. There's a premium version of it, but there's also a free version, and you can check it out at surveymonkey.com. So really quickly, let me just tell you the reason why this is so important for you to survey. First of all, the answers to your surveys will give you information to help you create new products and services for your customers, right? It comes directly from your customer, so what could be better than that, right? What are your pain points? What do you need? Customer tells you, you create it. I mean, that's the essence of business in and of itself right there. The other thing is oftentimes surveys end up giving you some really great testimonials. When you ask people what they think of your products and services, they'll say what they think. And if they say great things, you're able to perhaps ask them if you can use what they said as a testimonial at your website or on your Facebook page or whatever. So be on the lookout for those opportunities too. Another thing that you get is you just get valuable feedback, like what do people think of me? How do people perceive me? They'll tell you if you ask them questions as a part of a survey. And then finally, you also are able to really clarify your message. Because when your customers, like these are the people that are your reason for being in business, right? They're the people that are keeping you in business. When they have something to say, you need to listen. And they won't all say exactly the same thing. But what you will notice over time is that there will be patterns. And you want to notice these patterns so that you can create products and services that really, really serve your customers and meet them where those patterns are for them. So here's your action for the week. Number 1, I want you to go to SurveyMonkey, and I want you to set up an account if you don't already have one. And then I want you to read through some of the information there and create a survey that you can use to send out to your customers. And you can do this in your email list, like we talked a couple weeks ago about having an email list. So you can just send the survey out in your email with a link to the survey. And then as the answers come in, you can just go into SurveyMonkey and you can read them. And you can, see firsthand what your customers think and what they need. Then I also want you to take that information and I want you to analyze it. Like write down or print it out, put it in an Excel spreadsheet or something. Take a look at it and see if you can notice patterns. What do they need the most? When you ask them questions, make sure you ask them questions that are not just like your age and where you live and how much money you make, but ask them questions that will help you to know what types of products and services that they want. And the final thing I want to tell you is you might want to consider sort of having an incentive. like asking them to complete a survey, and at the end, you're going to give them a short ebook or maybe a consultation or maybe a free product of some sort. You don't have to do that, but it's an idea. It just kind of depends on how willing your particular audience is to answer your survey questions. SurveyMonkey will give you up to 10 questions for free, and then you have to pay to get over that. So be very careful and very deliberate about the questions that you ask and how you phrase them. And of course, we cover all this inside Indie Business University, but for the high-level overview, I want you to set up your SurveyMonkey account. I want you to send out your first survey and start asking your customers questions, and then take that information and analyze it and use it to create your next product or service. So that's it for week 4. Market research and analysis. I'll see you next week for week 5. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.